Yo, 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 yo. We are live, my friend. Good afternoon, all. How are we feeling? Welcome back to the afternoon stream. Yo, 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 yo. What is good, everybody? This is Jake, Rake Trades, and I am here today with our afternoon stream co-host. I'm super excited to introduce him, guys. And our lag should also be significantly better this time than it was before. I'm listening into it in my ear, and it's like 3 seconds, which is the same as Kick. So great. Apologies about this morning. We're back. And with no lag, I'd like to formally introduce our afternoon stream co-host, Mr. Christian Lomelli, Lomelli Trades. Bro, so excited to have you, bro. It's finally here. Yep. I know that feeling. Like it just is. It's just like time. You know, anything like with trading, you can't hear Christian. Okay, you can't hear Christian. That's a bummer. We tested for this. Christian, go ahead and speak for me one more time. Let me see. I can hear you, and it's saying on OBS that you're coming through. So that's confusing to me. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the audio. When you speak, volume comes up. I have control. Should I try one more time? Yo, 1, 2, 3. All right, how's that, guys? Hey, we're learning. We're learning. Try one more time. Yo, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Still no. That's wow. Dude, it's on full volume. So let me see. How was that? It's coming there. All right, guys, give us a second. The volume's at the max. Let's disconnect on Discord. I'm gonna call you from Discord on my phone. Okay. All right, can you hear me on the phone right now? There you go. I can hear you. All right, and then let's see. How's that, guys? You guys hear me? Can you hear him? How is the volume when he speaks? Still low. Still no. Oh man, we tested for this. And we ran a test stream yesterday. I'm pretty annoyed because we had a successful test stream, and it would look everything on our end as if you can hear him. I'm trying to figure out. No, but I can hear him, and I see the volume popping up on. I see the volume popping up. Christian, say something again for me. Yo, 1, 2, 3, testing. Very muffled. Oh man, this is frustrating because, dude, you're not muffled. And this is when we ran that stream. I'm wondering what is the error. Okay, try one more time. Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Still not. Still no. You guys aren't supposed to. Don't worry, you're not. That's better. Okay. We're gonna try. Better. Lowest one. Yeah, you guys aren't supposed to be hearing him through my monitor. That's not how it's working. Don't worry. He has an audio source. I'm like staring at it. Try. Good now. Sounds like good now. Still not great. A little staticky because I have you up a bajillion%, but you think it's the beats picking up the audio? I don't know what it is. Because the audio source that I picked out is the Shure one, and my my headset is the Beats. Huh. This is, guys, I apologize. We ran literally multiple tests for this with the intentions and a successful kick stream yesterday with on an old kick account. It worked flawlessly. So this is confusing. Let's I'm trying to sort what I don't even know what a potential fix would be because it worked so smoothly yesterday. Try taking off. Yeah, your audio source is not your headphones at all, right?
Should I change it and see if that's.
Yeah, try. Oh, maybe not the. I don't know.
Let me see.
It shouldn't be the microphone because, well, guys, apologies about that. What a market, by the way, while we have half a second. Gold, redonkulous, guys.
Okay,
Redonkulous.
how's this sound?
How does that, anybody, any feedback?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
No? Sounds the same.
Sounds the same.
Hmm. Dude.
Change the audio source as well.
I am so confused on everything. Okay, let me. All right, Christian, when we have your chart on the screen here, I am going to try and figure out. Let me do a little hunting. I appreciate the patience with us all as it's day one here. And we ran a successful test yesterday. We would not have done this without having run a successful test. Here, Christian, I am seeing his audio. Unfortunately, problem solving in real time is a bit difficult, but since you can hear me, I will say, my friends, I hope you all have had a good trading day. I hope the afternoon has treated you well. Holy shit, this market. Absolutely insane. So, okay, let me... I am sorting through some potential issues right now.
How does this sound?
Any difference, my friends? Still muffled echo.
Same.
Well, guys, you are the best in the world for maintaining and staying on the stream while we sort this out. We promise this is not intentional. And I will literally send the kick VOD because we had a very successful test yesterday. All right, right click his audio, so make sure that is on. This is I'm on the right audio source. That's what's annoying.
Yeah, I'm on the audio source is my mic, and my output source. I'm not sure if this is the right one, but it has to be right. It's the beats.
That might be it. I don't know if no, your output source we would want it to be. Actually, I don't know. The output doesn't matter because you're not listening to anything on there. We're just trying to get your input. We don't have any audio coming through there.
Okay, how about now?
Chat, how about now? We're sorry, we're going to work through this with you all.
How do I sound, chat? Loud or just distorted?
No difference? I don't get why OBS isn't picking you up. Let me Let's refresh. one more time to try speaking for us.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this so muffled? Yeah, I was trying to have headphones, but then I'm on voice call with.
Then we can't hear each other. We have to hear each other. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna remove you and re-add you.
Okay.
Good news, guys. The market is doing literally nothing interesting right now. So we appreciate your patience on this. Let's see. Let's see if we can add him. All right, he's back. We can see him again. Christian, can we hear you again by chance?
Let's see. Is this better? Is this better? Testing, 1, 2, 3.
One more time.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is it better? Better, but has echo. I hear the echo as well on my end, or my echo. Same.
Okay. I'm here. I'm seeing some good things. Okay, hold on.
No
hold on,
echo.
hold on, Christian.
Good.
I gotta plug you into
Perfect.
my ears. Hold on, so I can hear you. Lower him a little
Golden.
bit.
There you go.
I can see it now. It's
All right.
really loud. That's why I was so confused, guys. You have to understand, on audio on my end, it was popping him up as really loud that whole time. I'm lowering. I'm sorry. I'm lowering him. But that's why I was so confused, because I was like, dude.
Yeah, it was working perfectly yesterday, and I was like, no.
No, that was scary. That was scary for sure. Okay, I need to get off the stream.
They're saying you're
all right, guys, give us 1 second. We've got to be close enough. How Jake isn't that low, is he? I just listened to myself in the YouTube. I can't be that low. And also, guys, we've managed to kill the delay. So I am literally watching you on my phone as I'm saying this, and I can hear myself in my ear, and the delay is virtually non-existent. So I sound good, baby. I sound good. All right, Christian, my bro, how are you, dude?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Okay, wait. Why can I not hear you? Oh, unmute yourself on Discord real quick.
Oh, there you go. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. All right.
Oh, okay. There you go. No, I said I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm still pretty sure we might be connected to your AirPods. It's a little staticky still, but we'll dude, we're gonna take what we can get for now, and we'll troubleshoot this later.
After the stream.
Dude, okay. It's great to have our first stream together, guys. Yes, this will be our afternoon duo for a little bit, especially while I'm in Puerto Rico. I am excited to be here, but I want more than just me. I need a little bit. We need to add a little bit to the streams. We need to add a little bit of. I want to cater to people that trade a bunch of different styles, and from what I know, and I know quite a lot, Christian, I think we trade slightly differently, right? You are first, actually, before we get into that, let me ask you real quick. Can you tell the audience how many meetups you have been to? How many rake trades events you have been, like meetups you have been to?
The first one I went to was the LA one. I think it was like the second or third one that you did, right?
Yep.
I know Houston was the first one. I did the LA one, and then I did the Palo Alto one, which was my favorite. There was probably like 8 people there max. And
very
we all had
small,
some food
very
and
small
drinks, and met a bunch of cool people. And then I did what was it? Was it the New York one? The next one?
New York was the next one?
New York, and yeah, I've been to that one, which I think was your last one. Am I right?
That was, if I'm not mistaken, did you come back up to the Bay Area again when
that's right. Okay, yeah, there you go. The San Jose one, which was the one before New York. There you go. So yeah. I've done 4 so far.
So, guys, Christian is a mastermind student. He is an OG. He's been a part of our family for a while. And we've met 4 separate times at 4 different events. Christian made a point to come out and be a part of the events and shake my hand and ask me questions and inquire and see, there was a few things in particular I remember wanting to talk about, a lot of the mental side of trading, and you had these great questions that were well thought out. And on the very last time we met, the very fourth time, I remember, which was New York. That was
Mhm.
I remember you asked me about content, and you
Right.
asked me about like, okay, like, I've been doing this for a while. I'm good at it. What content advice? Do you remember what the advice was? I think I actually remember it. Do you remember
Bro,
what I said?
literally word by word verbatim, you said post every day, twice a day for a whole year, and I promise your life will change. And since then, I haven't been on the 2 a day, but I've been trying to post at least once a day. And I mean, this was, I guess, the opportunity that presented itself, right? Which was,
Yeah,
hey, I need
which I
I
didn't
need
even.
people that no, I know that wasn't the part of the plan, but I took that to heart.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't had much growth on Instagram. I think I'm a little under 1,000 followers, but it's been, you got me in the groove of posting. And I mean, we all know it, right? It's consistency that matters in posting and in anything in life, right? And you instilled that seed in my head, which kind of I already knew, but I needed to hear from you. And yeah, now we're here.
And now we're here, guys. So I was super excited. Christian, meeting 4 different times, dude. Like that, it gave us a chance to get to know each other a bit, but also I got to like see a lot about his character and like just who he was. And so when he asked me that, I gave my honest and genuine advice, uh which was post for a year and let's see. Well, that was now. It hasn't even been a year since the New York meetup. That was August of last year. So it hasn't even been a year, but upon working on this idea and this concept, the couple of things I was looking for, is one, I need someone who can trade well, and I know that you can trade well. I need someone that is comfortable being on camera, which is a big, not everyone wants to be on camera. And I get that. Not everyone wants to be on camera. Not everyone wants to be talking through stuff, providing trading advice. Some people just want to trade and fuck off, and like I totally get that, but I know that you were comfortable with these things, and then also, dude, just like the dedication of coming to all these events, and not only coming to all of them, but in addition to that, when I specifically remember giving the advice of posting every day, right? Like I was like post, 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 and I remember immediately afterwards seeing you flooding my timeline. Like you took the heart your advice and you listened, and you were. That's a really unique skill in life, is the ability to always be learning, always be growing and evolving as a human being. So, dude, I just think that it was so cool how with such an organic connection for us originally meeting, and then now to have you in this type of role streaming on the channel. I'm just so excited, bro. I really am. I'm super grateful for you. And I think that what a dream it worked out, from meeting at the meetup, from doing the mentorship originally, then meeting at the meetups, having all these conversations, and now here streaming together. It's a really full circle moment. So guys, we're super
Bro,
excited. I'm sorry, we're not just gonna yap the whole time, but um I also want to get into a little bit. I want to set the stage just for this again, this Project 365. We're going to be here for a while. And so part of what I want to talk about is just a little bit like, as with all the other stream hosts on there, what's cool is that all the other stream hosts are mastermind students as well. That's a very cool part about this. But another cool part about this is that you trade separately than I do. Like in different styles. Like earlier today, I was in a trade for what, like 2 hours. And guys, dude, I'll talk more about that later in the afternoon. I caught my piece. Don't worry. I'm totally fine. Um, but my trade was like a couple hours. I hold through these bigger swings. Can you tell me a little bit more about your style and like tell me a little bit more about your trading style as a whole?
yeah, so I one thing that I really took from you was keeping it simple and predominantly looking at trend, right? I want to catch higher lows and lower highs in whatever trend the market is headed towards. But I do use ICT concepts, which is simply just fair value gaps alongside order blocks. From there on forward, I'm just looking to catch the move to like swing highs and swing lows. And overall, it's pretty simple. But I do hold for I try to go break even as quick as I can and mitigate risk. And I do hold for say 10 minutes on average, right?
Okay.
Um, but yeah, predominantly I do use a lot of ICT concepts, and I actually wrong. I did a one-on-one with wrong a while ago, and one thing, the biggest thing that I took from that was he brought something up, and I don't think he really meant to, which was he was like, I trade complete. I Although I did learn from Rake, I trade a lot different than Rake does.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I was the whole time I was trying to emulate you as I was trying to do 2 minute buys and 2 minute sells at market open. And I always kept getting stopped out essentially. And it wasn't really working for me, although I was looking at things a little bit differently. So I was like, why don't I just take what I like from everyone and try to start implementing it, right? So what worked for me was just fair value gaps, order blocks, and looking at trend and highs and lows, and looking at overnight sessions and prior day highs, prior day lows. That's literally all I look for. Just extremes and looking for extremes to be taking, and then on any time frame, right? Like on the 5 minute, the hourly, the 4 hour, but doing that in conjunction with trend and just catching a small piece. All you really need is a small piece of a big move. And yeah.
No, bro, it makes total sense to me. And that's one of the things that when I guys, as a mentor, I'll tell you this. Uh I personally do never, ever expect people to trade exactly like me. I didn't take courses from people and then trade exactly like them. My success came from a blend of learning from different people. And so part of the excitement about this channel is everyone who's here is going to be trading a bit differently, right? And so everyone who's here is going to have their own unique twist. I might have had an educational impact on their journey, but by no means am I creating copycats of me. I'm also aware that I trade a very unique style that comes with a lot of emotional swings that a lot of traders aren't necessarily looking for. So, guys, never hesitate to. You never have to hesitate to tell me um, stuff like that. I'm very, very. This is very intentional to have Christian here, the way he trades, the style he trades. And I know I'm curious to find out more about it. So, all right, just out the chart we're looking at right now, what time frame you got up there? We're seeing the 5.
So currently, yeah. So currently, I got the 5 minute, just looking at the smaller time frame. But honestly, the only time frames I really look at are the 4 hour. Or I look at every time frame that's essentially up here, but I
Yeah.
look mainly at the 4 hour, the 1 hour, as like a overall bias to form a to get an overall direct bias on direction. And I mean, clearly, I don't want to be shorting this, but I also I don't want to essentially be if I were to flip a coin, I'd bet that it'd go up. Essentially, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
going into the morning, I was more short than bull, and clearly we're not we're not downtrending. Clearly, so
Yeah.
yeah, I predominantly use the 4 hour, 1 hour to get my overall bias on the day, and I do use extended hours on. I know you prefer extended off.
No,
It
hey, that's only minute details of what I'm doing. Do I prefer the EH off? But I love extended hours. So don't get me wrong. I love a good ETH chart. Um, so okay, so 1 hour and 4 hour, you're looking for direction. So let's say the chart we're looking at right now. I agree with you. Flip a coin, it's more likely to go up than down, although it's just hard to long up here. Guys, I'll tell you this. Let me switch over real quick. Uh, I'll tell you this. I wanted to long, excuse me, I was hesitant to long NQ down here. All right. If I'm hesitant to long down here, I'm certainly hesitant to long all the way up here. All right. I mean, this is just not my type of action. But what I will say, at least something that look, I know I never like I told you some moments, but one of the things that, and I'm not speaking to you, Christian, by any means, I'm speaking to the chat. one of the things that we talked about earlier today, and I is showing itself out, right? Guys, these parabolic moves in the market usually go way longer than we think they can. And that's like it's something that is truly crazy. I'm saying that while looking back at my own performance today, kind of upset because pre-market, it kind of feels obvious. Like I don't want to say obvious, but like this is a pretty bullish period of consolidation, and then we just consolidate higher and we just bull flagged all night. Like I look at the simplicity of it and I'm like, I kind of wish that I caught this long in the NQ. That would have been so the reason I'm even calling back to that in the first place is again to kind of call myself out because I did not catch any of the NQ longs today, when in reality, that thought process I'd have of oh, the parabolic moves stay parabolic. Right? The parabolic moves stay parabolic and they last a lot longer than you think. That's just the truth of it. And today was a great example of that. And I think that's kind of smacking you and I in the face of like, oh my gosh, man, when we like, dude. And I mean, I guess this is a follow-up question I have. When do you think we're hitting all-time highs?
I don't know. I would expect here on the daily, I would expect some sort of pullback, honestly, after this big run. I would expect something like this, us pulling back somewhere in this range and then continuing and taking out all-time highs. But it's hard to say because it changes moment by moment, right? Once we pull back, we might change sentiment and continue going lower and take out these current lows down here, right?
Yeah.
So it changes moment by moment, but all I know right now is that we're bullish going into going into the morning, I was expecting these highs to get taken and then looking for some sort of short entry, which we never got. So at this point, like, sure, I could be more short biased, but price is showing me that it wants to go higher. So I'm not going to go against that and try to short the market. If anything, I'll try to catch small pieces of the wave to the upside. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't know when we'll hit all-time highs. And I see chat talking about Umar. One thing I learned from Umar was the market's always right. The market is always right. So it doesn't matter what I think is going to happen. I will just kind of trade what's in front of me. And I'll use literally like what's in front of me now is looking to go higher. So why would I try to short this? So yeah, honestly, just if I were to predict where market is headed towards, I would anticipate some sort of pullback in the coming days, and then from there, kind of reassess and reanalyze my overall bias to then either say, okay, we're going to continue higher, or we're going to come back and continue trending lower. But we are very strong. We are very bullish. I mean, just look at this. In the matter of 4, 5, 6, 7, no more than 2 weeks, we took out all this price action that has been rangy, ugly, and consolidated, which is what I would guess it's since March to a month worth of action taken out in you could even say in a week. This is really, really strong, decisive action that I don't want to be shorting. So again, coming into the morning, I could be short, but the market is always right. So why would I try to go against that?
100%. So did that lead you? Was that a no trade day today? Ultimately, then that led you to a no trade this morning.
Yeah, it was a no trade. So at this point in time, I was essentially looking for some sort of short. I was looking for something
waiting for a trigger, basically.
This targeting overnight lows, right?
Yeah.
This is what I was targeting, looking for some sort of entry around this area. But we clearly never got that. So as soon as we started trending higher, I didn't stay as long as I usually do today, just because I wanted to prepare for this.
Of course.
But I still got to come back and review, see if I would have taken anything, some sort of like continuation play to the upside. But yeah, as far as the morning goes around this area, I wasn't comfortable shorting because going into the day, I hate going into the day with a bias and completely changing my mind midday. I like to stick with it. And if it doesn't present itself, then it's a no trade day. So to answer your question, it was essentially no trade day because I was short coming into the morning and I walked away pretty early. It was like an hour in. And but now I guess I would be looking for some sort of continuation play, at least to just all time, or not all time high a day,
Right.
essentially.
But
Because sure, we could have higher levels, but again, I'm not comfortable holding this into, especially with like the moves we've been having. I mean, just looking at the daily, this is, if you were to buy call options on this, they would, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a part of this to the
yeah.
upside now.
Well, so that leads me to a great question. And before I answer that, I saw someone in the chat ask, "Is this going to be an everyday live stream?" And the answer is, we're here, baby. 365. We're ready to rock. We're ready to rock. So we're super glad to have you all on here. Thank you so much for everyone who's on the stream. But yeah, what you said, there's kind of a first thing that pops to my mind, and for some out there, this may feel obvious, but again, we're these are the things that I feel like it helps traders to just hear and repeat over and over again, right? So one of the things that I picked up from what you're saying is you don't like to change your bias, at least not super initially, right? Like, um, talk to me about that a little bit. Have you found that in the past, if you have a bias, the market doesn't set up that way, and you change your bias, that usually leads you to taking trades that you don't want to take, you're not happy with? Like, what led you to that thought process?
Yeah. So for me, I look at it this way. I try to minimize the amount of things that will make me go on tilt. So if this morning, for example, if I were to try to long in this area, and I mean, this hindsight, everything seems super easy, right? But if I were to try to long in this area, knowing that this was in the morning, this was at exactly like 45 minutes into market open. If I were to try to long in this area and say I got stopped out, and then my short entry presented itself, and say that one got stopped out, I've now hit two losses on the day. And say,
Yep.
say for whatever reason, I waited for my short setup and I took that short setup, and that one got stopped out, and I took a second re-entry, and that one was the winner, right? That one was the one that paid me 4R or whatever on the day. And boom, I just walked away with one loss and one win that made me be up, say 3R on the day. So up 3R on the day versus minus 2R on the day, I would take day every single day, knowing that I followed my edge, right? Now,
Yeah.
if I skipped the long and I took the short, for example, which was my plan, and the first one won, bro, that's an amazing day.
Yeah.
Uh, so I would be mad at myself if I took a long first thing in the morning, it took a loss, and I would always rethink. I'm like, had I not taken that, would have been a better day, right? I wouldn't be beating myself, because in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, I went in with the plan and I followed it. Now the moment I break it is when I start going on tilt. So for me, of course, like, this is clean, simple price action in hindsight, but it wasn't lining up with what I was thinking in the moment, right?
Yep.
So for me, it plain and simple, it just minimizes tilt risk, which is my number one objective every single day. Is just, how can I just follow my plan and make sure I stick with it? And for me, like, the main thing is just sticking with the game plan. Another thing is, like, if I don't have a game plan, I notice that I'm all over the place. I'm trying to long here, short here. So I make sure I have a game plan, which is literally just a direction that I think the market is heading towards. And I got this from Mark Douglas. Is like, all edge is a higher likelihood of one thing happening over another. That's all it is. The market's going to go up or down, and I'm just here to pick a side, stick with it, and if price action confirms that, then I'll take a trade, right? I'll put on risk. I'll put on risk, accept the risk, and let it either hit my stop or my target. And that's all trading really is. People try to overcomplicate it, but that's all it is. The market has a 50% chance of going up and down right now. There's no way of, you don't know that, no one else knows that. The market is right. So for me, it's just aligning myself in a way that I can mitigate my risk of going on tilt, and just be here every single day. So long as I can stay alive, that's what counts. That's what matters for me.
All right. So tell me, because I loved that Mark Douglas line. Can you say that one? What was it again? Edge is just what it like. That
Because
was. I
all
loved it.
all all edge, yeah, it's amazing, bro. It's part of my morning I have like this mental morning preparation that lasts like 5 minutes. I sit at my kitchen coffee table and I recite these things to myself. And one of them is all edge is a higher likelihood of one thing happening over another. So that's all it is. I spent years trying to find the strategy that won, 90% of the time, but that never happens. All edge is all you got to come in to the morning knowing or having an idea of at least is where do you think the market is headed towards, and that itself is edge. All you have to do is position yourself, and of course, managing your position is a whole nother. It's where edge really shines. Like for you, it's holding for those 5 6 hour wins, and that's your edge. And for others, it might be uh, whatever it is, right? But yeah, all edges is a higher likelihood of one thing happening over another. And I have a couple other things I kind of recite to that I honestly just got from Mark Douglas, the book, and they're amazing. I love them.
Dude, it's golden. I have a follow-up question. Before I do that, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I took a little long on gold on this eval. It's a hit or miss. I don't know where the DGen hour sign is on, but I'm throwing that on the screen. I'm trying to pass this eval. Okay, this is the one we hit half of the other day. I'm don't judge me, okay? This isn't eval though. I
Wrong,
did get my lick back on
wrong.
gold. Go ahead,
I
hit me,
saw
hit me.
wrong's. No, I said I saw wrong's comment. Is someone on Lamelli's YouTube while he's on YouTube? That's my brother. We have the same last name, so he's on here supporting.
Okay,
Because I
sure.
saw that earlier. He was spamming the chat and people were talking about it.
Okay, so that's not you. I made him a moderator thinking that was you too. So okay,
Oh
that's
no, that's my brother.
all right. Cool. All right, we'll get that changed.
Yeah.
Sweet, but okay, wait. So, bro, I
He's a mod.
yeah, and then there's also I thought your other brother had a different routine, or excuse me, your other brother had a different account name, as well. Um, so
That's
go
funny.
ahead though. I much like the rest of the chat. Uh, yeah, guys, you can see this is the eval I'm taking here. Well, I guess before I get to that question, because we got time, let me ask you, just based, do you trade gold at all, or are you strictly Nasdaq, strictly ES? Like, what do you trade?
Bro, it's funny. Like when gold was going crazy, I remember telling you, man, that's where I was struggling. It was February. I had a essentially a break even month. I couldn't find my groove, and I
Yeah.
remember texting. I was like, man, I should look into gold. But for me, like what's worked so far is just sticking to one thing. I remember sticking with. I started with like options, so I would go have a watch list of like 15 names in the morning, and then I would size it down. And I noticed the less I was watching every single morning, the calmer and more in sync I was with the market. So I went from looking at Tesla, Nvidia, all these different names to then just spy in QQQ. And that's around the time where I found you and I joined the mastermind.
Yep.
So I would do options, but just strictly spy in QQQ, and then eventually got into futures. And if it's eventually I would be trading ES and Q and what is it, YM, and then fast forward like a year later or a year, it's been a year since I've only been trading NQ essentially. So honestly, 95% of my trades come from NQ, and
Okay.
I do use ES as like a either extra layer of confirmation, or because sometimes they either ES is lagging or NQ is, like this morning NQ was lagging a bit over ES, and
Yeah,
that's I take
it
that as
was. I remember specifically noting that a little bit. It felt like the NQ was like struggling to get its rally while everything else was just at the highs.
yeah, exactly. ES was at all-time highs, and NQ was struggling to push past that swing high that it had in the morning. So I use that as confirmation, but I don't really like trading ES. I prefer trading NQ.
Okay, yeah, because I remember that was one of the first things I remember once your videos came on my screen. I was like, oh hell yeah, Christian's rocking. And one of the things I saw is that I was like, okay, he's an NQ trader, right? And he really loves NQ. So that I think is another part that fascinates me and that I always enjoy. The biggest thing that matters in trading is doing. Sorry, let me get my headphones straight. The biggest thing that matters in trading is doing what works, right? Doing what works and doing what works for you and what works for you consistently. And if what works for you consistently is sticking with the one name, then that is the thing that you should focus on, right? So no, that makes total sense to me. I personally, I mean, I'll be honest, I've been trading so much gold lately. It's almost like my one thing is gold. And that's kind of my uh the one asset that I've been looking at recently, right? So before we get too far away from this, though, there was a question that somebody asked in the chat, and I specifically wanted to follow up with that because you said that 5 minutes before open each day, you and at any point, by the way, if there's any trade type stuff that you feel like you want to take or talk about, don't hesitate to say shut up, Jake. 1 second.
Okay, got you.
Guys, chat. We are learning this together, right? We are learning this together. Christian and I are going to get better bouncing off each other. We're going to get better in our flow and our conversations and everything. We're excited. This feels like a little bit like a podcast right now. And I told him beforehand that it would feel like that because I want to introduce him a little bit. But as we get into the rhythm and flow, I have a feeling it'll turn much more smooth, and everything will be an awesome thing. But really, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you said the line about 5 minutes before the open each day, right? You trade stuff wise. Immediately, I started thinking in my head, what is those things you do 5 minutes? So before that, though, give me some thoughts on the markets as a whole right now and the charts that you're seeing on the smaller time frames. Are you? Go ahead and talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing.
So on the charts, all I'm seeing is okay. So on the hourly, we're clearly bullish, right? We're clearly bullish in an hourly fair value gap, as we see here, this blue rectangle. The 15-minute just took out a swing low, right? We took out a swing low in that area, and we closed above it. So the 15-minute essentially is holding. And if we look at the 15-minute, all morning has been creating higher highs and higher lows. We're clearly uptrending, right? On the 5-minute, I'm essentially looking for a potential higher low here for looking to target the swing high on the higher time frames. Would I take this kind of like what I was telling you earlier on before we started stream? Is I probably wouldn't take any longs now, but this is I was kind of trying to paint a picture as to what I was looking for. I was looking for essentially a market structure shift on the 5-minute, which is essentially just a potential higher low to then continue higher. And for me, I like to, like I mentioned earlier, I like to go break even as quickly as possible. So for me, break even would be at that 939 area. I would go break even and just mitigate my risk essentially, because if we tap into that area and we come back down, I wouldn't want to be a part of the trade, right? Because we can essentially come back down and take out lows and continue downtrending, because we're currently on a 5-minute essentially downtrend. So and I believe that all we did that for currently, right? It changes minute by minute. Everything changes minute by minute. So for me, we downtrended just to take out these lows, take out the 15-minute lows, tap into that hourly fair value gap to then continue and go higher and continue trending what it's been doing all day essentially. But again, would I take this on a regular day just by myself off stream? I don't know. Probably not, just given that I'm more bearish and I would much rather wait for my bias to line action, and that can happen tomorrow, Wednesday. That's another thing I learned. It's like there's always more days, right? All you need is that 1 or 2 good setups a week to make money in the markets, right? You don't have to take 10, 15 setups every day and make more money, because essentially all trading is a skill that allows you to the same skill that you made $100 in is the same skill that's going to get you to where you're making be at your level, right? Which you're making 10,000 in a single trade. So for me, I rather scale that one, or I don't take 1 or 2 trades a week. I take about say 10 or 10 on an average week. Sometimes I'll take less, sometimes more. But for me, I want to scale those good setups and build confidence in those same setups that I'm taking, and instead of trying to catch everything. But that was a little side rant, I guess. But yeah, for me,
always, bro. The rants, these streams are built on rants. I'll say that these streams are built on rants.
Yeah. So essentially, yeah. Yeah, looking for potential higher low into high of day, and then if we just completely don't get that, uh, yeah, honestly, on any given day, I probably wouldn't participate in this action.
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. I won't lie. I'm looking at the charts right now, and I just like you said, it's like, what do you? I personally, I would never, I wouldn't. I'm not the type of dude that would short this. It's just hard for me. I don't like getting in front of moving trains. Is one of the lines I say. I just like I see the potential of getting run over by a giant green candle, right? So like I'm not interested in that. In terms of longing it though, like if I didn't want it 300 points ago, I don't know what makes me want it now, right? And so it's one of those
Right.
tricky afternoons where it's a little bit of like, all right, mm, I don't know if we'll see anything there, right? So, but I mean, we're here, we're looking, we're on the hunt. So okay, tell me now. I wanted to hear a little bit about what you're thinking chart wise, but in addition to that, there was I want to go back to those 5 minutes that you mentioned, right? Can you tell me
Uh-huh.
what exactly is it that you like? What is the conversation like with yourself those 5 minutes before market open where you're kind of trying to remind yourself to stay locked in? Because we got guys, we have 264 concurrent viewers in the chat. Oh, I love you all so much. Please do me a favor, throw a like on the video. It costs you nothing, does nothing for you. We just helps our discoverability and our growth. We got 260 traders on the stream right now who I think would all love to know what exactly it is you like say to yourself in that 5 minutes before the open to kind of remind yourself that, all right, like this is not life or death. Like this, what is it exactly that you have that conversation you have with yourself?
Yeah, so I'll wake up about an hour before market open. So for me, I live in California, so it's 5:30. I try to sit on my kitchen table for a minute, just literally just wake up. I'll go on a 10-minute walk right after. Nothing crazy, just a quick walk. Because the mind isn't really truly awake until, in my opinion, like at least a good 45 minutes after market opens. I've gone through times where I wake up at 6:20. I'll hop on my desk, take a trade. I'm like, what did I just do? Right.
Yes,
So
yes.
for me, I need to be fully awake. I need to be full because we're making money decisions, which are very, very lethargic. They take up so much energy from you. So for me, I just go on a walk. I come back and then I recite those things. So for me, it's the five fundamental truths of trading, again, from Mark Douglas, which is that anything can happen. You don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money. There's a random distribution between wins and losses that define an edge. All an edge is a higher likelihood of one thing happening over another, and every moment in the market is unique. So that's it.
Damn.
And then the other one is I'm objective with my edge. I predefine my risk on every trade. I fully accept my risk on every trade. I never hesitate. I pay myself as the market provides. I monitor my susceptibility to error, and I've never violate these rules. And then from there, I go through just whatever my goals are for April, right, or for this month. I have four goals, which I kind of just recite over and over and kind of stay aligned with what my goal as a trader is, right, long term, because we're here in it for the long run, and I want to make sure I'm getting better month by month. So I'll go through literally just that. It takes me no more than 5 minutes. I'll do that as my coffee's brewing, and it's kind of like another atomic habits thing. It's like I'm habit stacking. So as my coffee's brewing, I'm reciting those things, and it's in a way kind of just keep it simple, nothing complicated. I don't journal, I don't meditate, I don't. I mean, I do meditate later in the day, but in the morning, I just try to stay calm, try to keep it simple, and hop on my desk around 6 a.m., 6:05, and I have a pretty easy, I guess, way of finding whatever my game plan is because I don't typically trade the market open. So I'm more of a reactionary type of trader. So I want to see price show me what it wants to do, and then me. I still create a plan, right? But I'm not in right at 6:30. I typically will take my trades later in the day, like an hour, 30 minutes into market open. So it's very calm. At least at this point, it's a very calm routine, and it's what works for me, I guess.
Dude, no, it's golden. And yeah, I agree with some of the comments in the chat. Eventually we're gonna need to get you to make an Instagram post or something along the lines where we can reference all the things that you mentioned and kind of come back to it.
Uh huh.
And talk about because those dude, it's so funny and I can't emphasize this enough in trading. And sometimes guess this is my other way of saying this to the chat, of like apologizing in a weird way, is that sometimes like I think we take for granted how familiar we are with the processes that we have, right? For example, I today, like, being up 10 grand, then losing 10 grand, which I love you all. Gold went where I needed it to go. We participated. We made it back. We're fine. I'm not, that was a happy ending for me. But what I will say is, well, except not for my eval just now, that got cooked evidently. But in terms of my real actual money, which I'll come back and loop around on later. But it's so fascinating, because even when today was happening, I was never really emotionally swung by the P&L swings that I was seeing. And I think that what's probably really crazy for people in the chat to see that and just not, and be like, wait, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, this money's fluctuating, like this is crazy. But in reality, I'm like, that's literally what I do. That's how I make money. It's how I've been making money for years. It's so for me, it's we're very numb to it, right? Like, if I take a loss, I'm numb to it. Same way, my friends, on our last kick stream on Monday, when you see me have a winner of the same size and I'm not very emotional, it's the same thought process, right? I've just become kind of numb to it. And honestly, going through when you were explaining, you know, the mindset things that you're looking for, you went through them so fast that it led me to believe, I'm like, oh, he's definitely like really comfortable with this. Like, that's something that in your brain is like, it's as if it's nothing, right? Like, you're just so familiar with doing it. And so I think that's almost, everyone in the audience, you can take that as like a sign, guys, that like, truly, if you want to succeed at this, you need to instill these principles in your brain to a point where it's second nature, right? Because the way that Christian answered that question, it felt like second nature to me. You were just like, oh, I do this, I do that, I do that, I always do that. And I'm like, oh, and it reminded me of, is the same way that I respond. And when people are like, Jake, you're up, $10,000 and you let it go to zero, blah, blah, blah. You're up XXX and you let it go to zero, blah, blah, blah. Like, what happened? And I think part of it is like, oh, I'm just so used to that. It's part of our lives, right? It's part of what we do. So do you feel like a lot of your processes, you've just like, they become kind of like trained in your brain?
Yeah, I read a book that really had a big impact on me, which was The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And one of the main things, it's like, if your brain is very moldable to whatever you want it to be thinking, right? Your brain has about 60,000 thoughts a day. And if you can have those thoughts be predominantly positive thoughts, or any sort of thoughts that you really want to, whatever persona you want to have, those thoughts have to align. So for me, when I first started, I created a voice memo saying, having all these things, all my trading rules essentially, and I would listen to it on my way to the gym, or I would listen to it in the morning. I would listen to it before bed. And I was really trying to train my mind to have these thoughts that, yes, I am a profitable trader. I can make money from the markets. Like, edge really is a thing. So for me, at first, it was more so, I guess, programming my subconscious and really, really, truly feeling like I could do this, right? And eventually, it got to a point where I'm like, okay, these things work. I can do this. But I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that it's through repetition of me just hearing them over and over and over again. And eventually, I kind of did similar things around other areas in life, but followed the same premise, which is repeat things over and over again, and have those 60,000 thoughts that I have a day predominantly be thoughts that I would want to have. And the way to do that is to train them. And for me, it's repetition. Just, it's essentially affirmations. And it sounds a little, I guess, what's the right word? Low woo woo, I guess. You might not believe in them, but affirmations for me, like, as far as like these trading rules, it's literally all it is. In the morning, I'm just reciting things that I want to be, which is just essentially a good overall well-rounded trader. And yeah, for whatever it is, I think you should make a list of things that you want to be. If you want to be a whatever, if you want to stop blowing accounts, maybe just have that be a part of your mantra, which is, I'm a trader who does not blow accounts, or I'm a trader who keeps accounts going, or I'm a trader that makes a lot, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is for you, everyone's different. but tailor that towards you and who you want to be, and eventually you'll of course you need to put the work in it as well, but eventually through time you will embody that persona or that person you want to be.
Dude, I could not agree more. Like, you're not going to get anywhere in life without a firm confidence in yourself, right? And I think that's one of the things that makes us great at, like human beings in general in the pursuit of greatness, right? Human beings in general in the pursuit of greatness, it's when you take it's trying to figure out the right way to phrase these things, but without the confidence in yourself, you'll never be able to achieve the things that you hope to achieve, right? And part of that
Right.
confidence really starts from just hearing the words, just saying the things, just writing it down. I also believe that one of the big transformational moments in my trading career was when I had the the typed out rules, right? It was my rule set uh typed out, and I would read it every day before market open and just kind of remind myself and just act as like, okay, yo, dude, like you are good at this. You can succeed in this. You are someone who is going to reach the goals that you want, but you are responsible for it, right? And it was kind of like a double reminder for myself that, like, not only do I have to follow it, not only, but I need to, not only do I have to follow these rules, but I need to have the confidence in myself that I can achieve this thing as a whole in order to get there, right? And so, dude, I'm a firm believer in talking, kind of speaking to yourself a little bit, you know? So I just love hearing that from you, dude. Ho- we now have some reason lost. Now I'm seeing it. Now I am surprised that now I'm not surprised, excuse me, because now I, oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay, I grabbed the mic and I accidentally muted it, but Lo, you got this. Give me a couple strings to get used to. But I was saying that thoughts. What was I saying?
Hold on, guys. Wait, bear with us for 1 second. No, it's still muffled.
Bad connection, low volume, no sound.
It's bad again. Okay. All right, let's see. I just refreshed it. Try one more time for me.
How about now? Hello, hello. Is this better? Yes. Can't hear anything. Still muffled. We can hear Jake, not Chris.
Okay, you guys can hear me. You can't hear him at all. Okay. All right. Man, what happened? Dude, I didn't even touch anything. I didn't even touch anything. What the hell? I didn't even touch anything. Okay. Dripping too much sauce. Guys, YouTube did not want to see us, does not want to see us winning. What did you do, Jake? Guys, Jake did nothing. I promise. Jake admits his mistakes, dude. All right, let's try and refresh that. Let me try and copy solo view link.
Chris, our fuzz died. No, I'm ready for beats.
Jake fucked it up. That's the universal line that I'm seeing in the chat right now is that Jake fucked it up in some way, shape, or form. And I'm like, how does Jake get clapped here? Don't, dude, stop yelling at me, guys. Good Lord. I'm a mere mortal. I'm a mere mortal. All right, how about now? How does this sound now?
How's the audio? 1, 2, 3. Testing. Is it better?
Someone says break out the joints. Oh my gosh. All right, so I don't think evidently you guys still can't hear him. Nope, still bad. Damn, son. Maybe what we'll have you do, Christian, go ahead and maybe leave the room and come back in with that same link, and then I'll add you in again.
Okay, let's try.
Oh man, guys, I'm sorry about that. We really we tested this, man. We ran a stream yesterday and we ran a test thing. So I see you back in here, Christian, and I see you back on my screen, and I see you back on the stream. How's the audio?
Is it better? Testing 1, 2, 3. Or is it still?
Can you guys hear him now still or still no?
Same.
Okay. All right. Nope. Damn, son. Damn, son. Dude, we are newbies. Okay. Let me see if I do this. Okay. Now, Christian, if you can hear me on voice, right? Yeah. Leave and rejoin one more time. Whole chat saying, "Damn it, Jake again, dude." I look, guys. I'll take it up. I'll own it. Somehow. Jake fucked it up. All right. I see you back. Let me reload you in. All right, we have Christian back on visual. How is it when you speaketh?
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. He sounds like he's in the bathroom.
Nope. Nope. All right. Well, this is very confusing, guys. This is a perplexing result here that I am gonna have to sort here somehow because this is I love you guys. Someone says, does he happen to know sign language? Great question.
I know my name in sign language. That's about it.
That's so funny, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to sort what I'm annoyed at why it was working before and okay. It said I tried to refresh your microphone and it said it told me you are not the captain, basically. I said reconnect mic and yeah. Only the director can dude, I am the director. It's saying that only the director can do stuff, and I'm like, I am the director. All right, I'm removing you and adding you back. Hold on. I don't know. This is why I'm so confused. It looks like it's working to me. That's what's annoying. You're not doing anything wrong. But I also don't know why nothing is going right because we literally, guys, I would have never not run a test. Okay. Give us 1 second here. All right, Christian, you're back.
Okay, let's see.
How does your audio sound now? Guys, how can you hear him at all?
How's the audio? Is it better? 1, 2, 3, testing.
Oh, okay. Better.
Better.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
Good but loud.
Yeah.
Good but loud. Good but loud. All right. Sorry, headphones gang. To the headphones gang out there, I'm so sorry. So sorry. But we're back. We're back. All right. We're learning how to dissect these problems a little bit. Oh my goodness. Holy.
Someone get these guys joints.
All right, so we're back.
Bro got
We
a
can
deep
hear
voice.
you well. Christian, let me show your screen real quick because it looks like, if I'm not
Let's do
wrong,
it.
part of this thought process you were looking at is coming through. Talk me through that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's I just to preface, I didn't take anything, just given this whole introduction and
For sure.
my mind is everywhere. But I would have taken this, of course, in hindsight. Again, I don't know, just because everything we're essentially having a full on conversation, so my mind isn't fully here. But literally, what I just walked everyone through, what was it, like 30 minutes ago, was I was looking for a retracement back into that fair value gap. And then the 15-minute, all the 15-minute came down to do was take out this swing low. So in my perspective, those were orders that people that had stop losses at that swing low that were taken. And if we zoom out of it, the 15-minute again was uptrending, creating higher highs and higher lows. And at some point, this needs a break. So I think this was a break. I was looking for price on the 5-minute. 5-minute, we got a change in a market structure shift, right? Which happened up here, completely came back down, traded higher into. I use the Fibonacci a lot. All I use it for is to find the 50% of a move. I've noticed that the 50% of the move is where price tends to gravitate towards after market shifts in structure, essentially. So at this point, I would have looked essentially for what happened, which I just said earlier too, which was a market structure shift, catch a potential higher low into high of day, looking to go break even in that level. So at this point, again, time is fractals, meaning that what happens on the 1 minute is going to happen on the daily.
Totally
Here, I
agree
would
with
have,
that.
yeah. So I would have taken the entry here, stop at that swing low, and targeting high of day, which, given the R to R, I would have taken off at least half at that break even spot,
Okay.
and targeting high of day for the rest. So for a 5-hour trade, this is amazing, right? This is a good A+ trade that we got. But at this point, I would have been risk free, probably up. So 2.5, probably up like total a little bit over 1R. And if we would have hit the swing highs, probably with scaling out half at this level, probably been up like what is it, like 3R maybe. So at this point, I was either up 1R or 3R at the end of this trade. So for me, that's a well-managed position, well-managed trade, and just look to get essentially compound into tomorrow, because what time is it? 12:09. Yeah, when it's PM, I just started trading PM sessions since you gave me the news about this position, and so yeah, I try to have my last trade be no later than 12:30,
Right.
California time or Central time. So this probably would have been my last take. Just set my limit ordered up here, my stop down here, and just kind of let one of them tag. Probably checked in at 1 to see where, or not even at 1, probably 5 minutes before market closes, just to see where we were essentially. But yeah, essentially to not overcomplicate things, just looking essentially for a potential higher low in that area, which we clearly got, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the foot for not taking it.
No. Don't be kicking yourself, because like you said, bro, today I promise this is not the format going forward. You know, we won't be we won't be podcast style the whole time, but the one of the things I really want to do today was just introduce you to everybody, right? And see, okay, you know, how do you trade? What is the style? But I think, guys, chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. Everything he's saying makes sense. We have sort of even in the terms that I use, which is a failure to lower and a higher low for a long edge. This is you're looking for stuff that is, like you said, to keep it simple, stupid. Like we're all making sense, right? Like we're all kind of seeing this same thought. Like I'd like to know that the chat is understanding what you're saying, you know, because I'm loving it, bro.
Right, bro. Literally, what I realize is like every concept is the same thing. Every single sort of trading style is the same thing. So long, we're all looking at price, and price is never wrong. So, for example, like this fair value gap entry, whatever you want to call it, right? Fair value gap entry is essentially a buy setup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's all it is. Just different timing in that area of entry, but the same area of interest is literally the same, and that's what I kept myself in this hamster wheel of like, oh, I see this, but I also see that, but I also see XYZ, right?
Yeah.
So I've noticed and realized over the years that it's the same exact thing that we're all looking at, just like how you're, like you said, it's a failure to go lower. And in my brain, the language that I categorize it under, which was a stop run or a liquidity, right? Yeah.
Right.
Literally.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all. And now we just hit target.
And then we're going to hit targets. Well, shit. I didn't mean to keep you out of this trade, but if this is a sign
don't worry about it.
If this is a sign of what's to come, I feel like we are all pretty excited, right, guys? I feel very excited to have you on the stream. That was an excellent call out. If anyone in the chat, I'm seeing a couple, bang. I'm seeing a couple of people having taken that. So just know your analysis was not in vain. You had some people taking part of that, dude. A really great. Again, I promise. for most of these streams, this will not be podcast style. We'll find our flow where we're, dude. I hope to show up one day and it's just like, what up, brother? And we just each get to trading, you know. And really, but this first first day is just a good opportunity for everyone to learn. And I saw a couple of really great questions. And they're like, okay, see someone, I got that in gold longs. I took it, passed my eval. I took that boss. Let's do it again. Awesome. Is he former MM? Yes, he is a former MM student, but he took the system and started to find other things that worked for him. He's not somebody. I'm not. Just for clarity, in case you weren't here earlier, my goal of this channel is not to clone me and put a bunch of different me's on there, guys. My goal of this channel is to find a bunch of people who use the same principles I use. They know how to trade well. They're good people. They're ethical, strong, moral people. These are the ones that I care about. And to put together a good squad who are good traders. So Christian and I trade a little bit different. And as you can see from the trade you just mentioned, is a beautiful style he uses, right? It really, really is. And the principles of what he's talking about is stuff that everyone can understand, right? So truly, it's really awesome to see. I had a couple of questions that popped up just since we've already started like podcast style. We might as well rock with it for a little bit and cover some stuff just so people can get familiar with you.
Let's do it.
You mentioned the fibs and the 0.5 fib.
Yeah.
How do you use that midpoint so that just for people that can reference it?
Yeah, so essentially we could even start off on the higher time frames, which was what brought my bias going into the day, which was here. Let me erase all this. Remove 17 drawings. So going into the monthly chart, this is absurd. I don't typically use this, but just for example purposes, just take we traded into a fair value gap, right?
Right.
An old swing high. That area we clearly displaced away from, showing eagerness to go to the upside. So now what I do is just simply take the fib at the swing extremes and would anticipate price to go and trade into the opposite side of equilibrium of that range. So for me, an obvious swing point is literally that weekly swing high, which we took out early in the morning. And if we go on the daily, these are, I guess, double tops, if you want to call them. So going into the morning, I was anticipating us to take those out and at least come back down and have a pullback on the 4-hour time frame, which if we go on the 4-hour, this is kind of how we were looking. I was like, my trade thesis came about, okay, on the higher time frames, we had just taken out swing highs on the daily. We have been in this extremely bullish run for the last, ever since Sunday open, right? So on the 4-hour, I was anticipating some sort of, even if I was wrong on direction, some sort of pullback to then continue to go higher. And I was looking to capitalize on, again, the small piece of the move. That's all we really need, a small piece of the move, which would have looked something like this.
So let me ask you about that real quick. Sorry, just before you keep going. Because you had mentioned pre-market, you were looking for a potential short that didn't set up. We both agreed earlier that we don't like to just change our biases. That's not something to do. But at this point, later in the day, is there a time where you like, when you come back for PM session, is it kind of a fresh bias from there? Or is it kind of like you reset? Where do you draw like the reset of willing to go and create that bias?
Yeah. So again, like if the market is clearly showing me that it doesn't want to go lower, I'm not going to fight that. So yeah, so for PM, typically it's a different bias. Like for now, currently coming into the morning session, I more than likely would have taken this long.
Sorry, we're getting comments that you froze. I don't know what that means.
Froze.
You got people, multiple people though say you froze. Sorry, we're apologies for the. Oh,
no, I have the stream open on YouTube. It looks normal.
I was gonna say this looks normal to me too. It might just be It might just be your internet connection, guys. Sorry about that. You might have bad Wi-Fi. You might have bad Wi-Fi. Not you, Christian.
Yeah.
You might have bad Wi-Fi. All right. Go. All right. Sorry. Please continue going there. Can you say what you're saying?
No, you're fine. So clearly, coming into PM session, we were somewhere. Say the stream started at 11. This this is not something I'm looking to short. This is the area that I was looking for shorts,
Right,
right? And
right,
I didn't take any shorts. So why would I take shorts up here? Now,
right.
this is clearly showing me that on the higher time frames, again, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, we we are simply just pulling back, right? And I would look to capitalize on some sort of long, but I wouldn't say we have, this is just a random level. Say we have another level up here. I wouldn't hold up to that level. I would be quick to essentially scout my entry, which the example I provided earlier was let's see, the 1 minute was what a my entry would have been 11:51, and my
Yep.
final exit would have been uh 12:11. So that's what, like 20 minutes, 20-minute hold, taking partials at let's see, taking partials at 12:03. So from 10 minutes, 10 minutes to take partials, and then another 10 minutes to take full exit. And it's not always like this, right? This was a clean parabolic move
That was a great trade. Yeah, I
that,
feel bad for having
yeah,
to miss
yeah.
that one because that
No,
was
no.
clean action. Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, it changes honestly moment by moment. Like, of course, I'm not looking for shorts here
Right.
unless we, like, say on the 15-minute, we completely, the next 15-minute candle looks like this. Oh shoot, let me see. Unless the next 15-minute candle looks like this and we start downtrending, then I might consider some sort of potential short in that area.
Agreed. Yeah.
But currently, how price is showing, it's looking like I would never short this. If anything, just look for another long. But at this point, it's what, 12. There's 40 minutes left at market. It's looking. I try to. This is another way of me walking away early. Like, if I consider the move done and I would anticipate some sort of, like, for me to get in another sort of pullback, maybe another 15-minute close, and it's 12:20. So by 12:35, I more than likely wouldn't want to participate in anything. So at this point, I'd probably just call it a day. So yeah, so I mean, that's a lot. That was a lot. So yeah, I would flip by, or I have different biases for different sessions. I kind of reset mentally, and yeah, I guess that answers your question.
No, that
And
makes
as far
total
as like
sense. Yeah, because I
walk,
feel the same
yeah,
way, man. If I was bearish this morning, had a bearish bias. However that went. If I took my trade, wasn't until it was calm, left and came back, right? Uh, if I left and came back, then I would feel like I would have like permission to like reset. You know what I mean? And plus, the longer time frames would just give us more information by then, right? Like that's one of
right,
the
right,
biggest things. I think later in the day, the 15-minute has painted. You know, if you take a look at the 15-minute chart on the screen here, by later in the day, you know this story has told itself, right? It we might be spiking under that higher low, but like you said, like we're erasing all of this action would be hard, and that's why we wouldn't be looking for shorts, right?
right.
So I agree with you on that. Real quick, I'm seeing someone. Someone's talking about the stream froze. Not Christian. I agree with you. Something happened in that moment, but only for a few people. It looks like. But is stuff sounding and running clear here? I'm sorry that I'll probably be asking you all that, the chat that a little more often than usual this week, but never hesitate to, if stream lags, just refresh. There we go. All right, cool. All right, we'll rock on. Dude, awesome. Wow. Okay, so I guess that this would lead me to my follow-up question that I have here. Or not even a question, but more of a statement. Dude, we talked about this earlier today. We said when new all-time highs. Is next week an insane answer?
You
Like,
think so?
I don't get me wrong. I also think a pullback makes more sense. Like, dude, Captain Logic. I'm on side of Captain Logic. Like, I get it. I know where Captain Logic leans, but I'm just looking at the size of this candle. This candle right now is 1,000 points. If we draw another 1,000-point candle, we're at all-time highs. And so, like, is there a world in which we just go straight up?
Honestly, anything can happen.
Dude.
So I see both sides happening, but if I were to put my money on it, I'd do spy puts.
Probably say no, right? Me too. I'd say actually, all right, here, let's do this. Let's make a $5 bet. This will be
All
the
right.
first. This is the first official trade of the channel. You want to take a $5 bet? I'll take a $5 bet that we get all-time highs next week. I'll take that $5 bet if you want that $5 bet.
All right, let's do it by next week on Friday.
I'm all right. So this is your my $5 would be on the bet that we get all-time highs, which is NQ like 26,900 next week. Your bet is that next week we do not get. You don't have to do. You anything else can happen. This is good odds for you. We can go down. We can go sideways. Anything can happen. But I got the 5 on next week. By latest next Friday, we'll get
all right. Bet. Let's do it. Let's do it,
guys. Yeah, you're just officially welcome. And look, I'm gonna back my side up a little bit more. This is the first official bet of the race thing. We'll add a Guinness onto it as well. Yeah, bro. I could think that we have to take that. I gotta take that action. I really think I'm just staring at this weekly chart and I'm like, dude, basically all we need is one more candle like this.
Yeah, I agree with you though. It's crazy. The last 3 weeks have been insane.
The only reason I make that joke in general is just to emphasize the point, dude. Like, what an insane move we would have. Again, shout out Risk Life News. This was just a funny line I heard from him. There's never been a better advertisement than buy the dip than this chart. You know? This chart. All right. And actually, this is great timing. Christian, I'm gonna put one responsibility on you that you probably won't like.
All right, let's hear it.
But I'm gonna put it on you. I want you to scroll through the chat, and for today, you can pick at random. You can pick by name that the power is in your hands as the host. You picking one YouTube name, and they are a winner of a Tradeify 50K growth account. We also have some winners that Ron G picked earlier. We're going to announce those during Ron G's stream. You do not have to be on his stream to win. We do not have to be on his stream to win. I will also announce via Instagram. He's already picked them. That we will get those winners. But I have 3 from the earlier stream that we just hadn't picked yet. Dude, take your time. Hey, you don't have to pick it this minute. Don't pick it this minute. We can come back to it. Guys, chill. Let him breathe. Jack, let him breathe. Let him breathe. So we're going to come back to it. We'll get back to it then. All right, sounds good. We'll come back to it, guys. No need to spam. We'll come back to it. But this is why it's good to be chatting. It's good to be talking. It's good to be throwing a message in there because it just allows a crit. So this entry, guys, we have so many accounts to give away. If you don't win this one, please do not stress. I promise you, we're literally going to be doing a giveaway like every day for. I have enough prop firm accounts. I could do a giveaway every day for the next 365. That's how many I currently own, guys. I literally currently have that many. All right, so I'm not committing to doing that yet because we're going to run through a lot of these at the beginning. But I have spent, dude, I've been stacking these for months in preparation of this launch. Okay, I've been stacking these for months. All right, so we will be giving away a ton. Today, all you have to do is throw any comment in the chat. I'm actually putting all the responsibility on Christian. I'm making him choose exactly who a name that he's gonna have to pick later. So we'll come back to that. Just throw a comment in the chat. And that's part of the thing, guys, where this is a random, this one will be a truly randomized entry. No one will have an unfair advantage. Just throw something in the chat and we'll pick a name. So that'd be awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I like taking the responsibility off of myself. Let me ask you one other question real quick, just because I've seen a few people ask. Do you go by Chris at all? I guess I never really asked you that. Should I? I keep calling you Christian. Do you go by Christian, right, guys? It's Lomelli Trades on Instagram. I'm gonna throw his Instagram in the chat here.
Let's go.
But tell me, what do you go by, bro?
I go by Christian, honestly. Christian. My girlfriend calls me Chris. She's about the only person other than that. I grew up people calling me Lomelli just because I used to play soccer, and there was all 3 Christians on the same team growing up. So it went from Lomelli to then just Christian and Chris, whatever. I guess whatever you guys want.
No, bro. If only your girlfriend calls you Chris, I'm not stepping on those toes. Hell no. That name's reserved for your girlfriend. I like Lomelli though. My dad.
Yeah, Lomelli. I like Lomelli as well.
My dad used to call everybody by his last name when we were playing sports. The same reason. I like Lomelli. And so I don't be surprised if I rotate between Christian and Lomelli, because I like that. But all right, well, we got about 30 minutes left in the day. So one other thing that I wanted to ask you, again, we've already started this podcast style. My friends, we will not be running this style at all times. I really intentionally wanted to kind of introduce you to Christian today. And I intend to be on Power Hour for a while, and Christian will also definitely be doing some Power Hour stuff by himself. But throughout the rest of the streams, we are obviously going to make a point to trade and not just be essentially podcasting, right? But while we're here, and while I got you on basically a podcast, let me just ask you a few more things to kind of close up the afternoon. One, you said earlier that you try to take your last trade by the 30-minute mark. I completely agree. I think the last 30 minutes of the market are just tough to read, and it's almost like anything can happen, right? So let's say that the market we hit 12:30 Pacific time where you're at, 3:30 where I'm at. What is your then thought? What is your process? Do you review starting from then? Do you start to mark out like, okay, did I miss something? Like, take me while I've got you for a little bit, and while we're in the podcast style, take me through a little bit, right? What is your sort of post-market routine? Do you review? What's a day in the life of Christian after the market closes, or after 12:30 hits, I should say?
Yeah, so as of lately, I've been trading both sessions, right? AM and PM. And what I realized literally like 2 days in, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a lot of screen time, it was overwhelming the first day or two, just given that I was in front of my screens from 5:30 or from 6 a.m. all the way up until like 9:30. I would take a quick 30-minute break and then hop back in for PM for another 2 hours. So what I realized is I'm like, okay, I gotta cut my AM. I wouldn't say cut it short, but majority of my trades come from around that 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. window. So at 8:30, I'm completely done. I go on a long 30-minute walk and go get coffee at a coffee shop and just come back home. Come back home for PM session. Then for PM session is 10:30 to about 12:30. Then I kind of so that's about 4 hours in front of my screen, which is I can do every single day, day in and day out. Then I go to the gym. I go to the gym, get a workout in, and come back. And when I come back is when I review, because I feel like I need that mental break. I feel like I can't do more than 4 or 5 hours in front of a screen without moving, or at least at least getting a sweat in, or else I'll start getting kind of, I guess, anxious, jumpy. I need to go out and do something. And the gym is perfect for me. I go de-stress. I kind of think about what it is that I did, and whether good or bad, and then come back, review. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour to review. Just kind of go over, okay, how was my decision making? Did I do the right move? Was it a good trade? Did it fit my entry criteria? Did it not? And essentially, was I aligned with the proper executions for the day? And it's simple as yes or no, and then I kind of tag everything on a journaling platform, and at that point my trading day is over, right?
Yep. And is
that's about
that makes total. Is it TradeZella? Is that the journaling platform you use?
Yeah, TradeZella.
Love TradeZella. Need to get it.
Love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, they've been
I,
trying to acquire me as a partner for a long time, and I never really signed up. I need to do that
yeah,
now that we are that we are have a network.
yeah.
No, so that
I've tried other platforms. I've tried Notion. I've tried Excel, but TradeZilla facilitates everything. Honestly,
yeah, man, they're great. They're just it's all reliable for me. You know,
yeah.
whenever I want to take a look, it's all reliable. But no, it's really great. Wow. Okay. So let me ask you this one question. Sorry, guys, I lost my train of thought for a second. Let me ask you this one question, which would be: you talked about reviewing and journaling, right? What?
Mhm.
While we're in this podcast style era, go ahead. What would exactly like be your breakdown of how you review today? Because I think that's one thing that the audience members. Because I've never been a big journaler, truthfully. I all my trades have been on stream for like forever. You know what I mean? Like I've been on stream for so long that my journal has always turned out to be the review, right? Like the videos that I make, either the review videos I make or the streams themselves. Like everything of mine is like documented, so it's hard for me to. I don't journal a lot, truthfully, and
Mhm.
that's one thing where I felt like it's always a very independent process. Like it's always important for the user to journal. Um, but I know that there's definitely people out there right now that one benefit that they could hear from you is like, all right, if you're looking back at this chart right now, like what exactly do you do to grade yourselves? Do you look back and say, like let's ignore this PM session trade that we missed, right? That's hard to grade because we were chatting, and again, that's on me. But let's say like your pre-market where you chose to take no trades, right?
Mhm.
Of your pre-market and early morning analysis. It was a no trade day. How exactly would you like take me through the review of today's early morning session uh as you would do it in real time?
Okay, so for me, it's a little tougher when I don't take trades because I guess not taking a trade is a decision, right? Not taking anything is a decision, but it's a lot easier for me to journal when
Right.
say I had I taken a long, um, I would then grade that the first off the decision making and then did it align with my pre-market plan. But so let's just take into consideration today, like I was short going into the session. I missed longs. I even did this in the morning, which was uh, on my walk. I was looking at price essentially and seeing what it was doing. Essentially, what the trade that we kind of talked over a couple minutes ago is the same thing that happened here, which we took at a low, right? Traded into a order block, which is just a down candle and an up move, and traded into again equilibrium or 50% of this small little leg on the 15-minute chart. So I was looking at this trade and essentially the same exact thing that we essentially saw, or we literally walked over, happened again, which is, but just on a smaller scale, right? Instead of the hourly, let's see how the hourly was. So I guess today what I would do is look to see if that trade was valid and to see whether or not me missing it was a good choice. Was it a valid choice for me to, I guess, go outside of my morning game plan and take the long into high of day because it went against my daily overall bias? So those are questions I'd be asking myself, like, was it a valid day to go against my bias? And if right now looking at it, I it's hard to say, right? Because
Yeah,
this
I
is
was
still
gonna
early.
ask, what do you think? I really am like, that's a great question because sorry, not to cut you off, but I think that so many people literally have a bias each day, and we've talked about how we don't like to go against it, but there are some days where it feels like such a clean trend where you ask, was it worth it? Right? And so I guess that's the question that I have for you is do you think today, would you have looked at it and said, hey, this action is quote unquote confirming enough that I'm allowed to? And I don't think it's automatically a rule break, right? Guys,
Mhm.
changing your bias in reacting to the market is not an automatic rule break. Let's make that clear, right? Because an automatic rule break would be involving a bad decision in some way, shape, or form, right? I don't think that the shifting of bias is always inherently a bad decision. But I agree with Christian. If you're gonna do it, it has to be really worth it, right? And you were asking
Right.
yourself that same question, and I was staring at your chart, thinking in my head, I think I might have. And I didn't long anything today, so I'm speaking of a place of unbiased, right? I have no bias on that chart in terms of like, oh, I did this, I was right. No, I didn't trade the NASDAQ, so I have no fucking clue what the NASDAQ was. I was just looking at his chart and I'm thinking, man, that kind of strength, just because we're so far away from the opening print, right? You see what I mean? Like we're so like that first 5-minute bar of the day trended so hard on your chart. I'm even looking at that trended so hard that like it's hard for me to see a world in where, yeah, like I today I might not to have stolen your question and answered it myself, but I think today would have been one of those days for me where I'm like, you know what? I'm allowed to flip, right? I'm giving myself permission to flip. Sorry, you describing your process was so solid that I wanted to chime in. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. It's essentially the same, asking the same question you were asking, which was whether or not I would have broken it, right? And a simple thing I ask myself is like, out of 10 times, how many of these times would I see this kind of flip over to the downside, right? After me trying along. And for me personally, I still have to kind of sit down and look at every time frame, I guess. But based off of kind of what I was going in, right, which was the idea that I wanted to see on the daily chart, this getting taken, right, and then on the 15-minute, I essentially kind of wanted to see. Let's see. From this area, I could have seen something like this, and then a lower high, and then coming back into my overall objective for the day, which was overnight lows, or these lows down here. So this is kind of something I was looking for, and I think I touched on it earlier on stream, which was would I have been. I kind of asked myself this too, which was, if I were to take a long, would I be okay taking it, knowing that my short would then present itself? And more than times, like my personality is like, I've heard this analogy, and I don't know if it aligns with this, which is like, I'd rather be a sniper than try to, shoot at everything. So I'm trying to snipe this short, and even if I miss it today and the price keeps moving, right, which it is exactly what it did, I'm okay, because tomorrow I can catch a banger, or even today, like PM session, like I could walk away and then come back and catch the 5-hour trade that we talked about on stream, right? So me missing that, I'm honestly okay with, knowing that there's going to be an ample amount of opportunity going into later in the day, tomorrow. All you need is this 5-hour. Like, I mean, this is a 5-hour trade. Sounds crazy, but we literally walked through it on stream.
No, it's a great trade, bro. And I know people capitalized on it. I'm considering that your first trade of the stream, and it's a dub in my head. In my head, you're 1-0, even though you like in my head.
Let's go.
That's a clean. And Jack, would we not agree? Would we not agree? Christian Lomelli is 1-0. I think that we can confidently say that that he's clear on his intention today. So I'd say, yeah, bro. I'm counting that as a 1-0 stream. So just to give a little shout out to you on the stream. Hell yeah, bro. No. You're starting off hot.
Let's go. No, hell yeah. But to I guess get the point across is, all you really need is one trade. Honestly, picture this: a 50K account on any firm, risking $250, $250 to make what's that? $1,200 on a prop firm account. If you do that once a week, that's all you really need. And I feel like people oversee that process of like just waiting for this setup, rather than, for me at least, like trying like what is it, my shorts down here, because I want to be right, trying it twice, and then just you're mentally drained at this point after taking so many losses. You're like, oh, why'd I do that? I should have followed my rules. So for me, more than anything, just mental capital preservation. Like, I want to be mentally able to perform at my best whenever I see something that I have confidence in. So yeah, that's kind of like the mindset behind how
Wow.
like my journaling would go. It's like, no, I wouldn't skip this because I say I would have taken this PM if I was strictly trading. It's like, yeah, I'm okay with missing that because I then caught a 5 hour trade. So
Yep.
that's kind of like the mind space that I kind of have when I'm journaling. And uh, yeah, I'm okay with missing trades. That's the thing. I'm okay with not being right on direction. I'm okay with missing trades. I'm okay with entering and getting stopped out 1 minute later because I mean it's just part of the game. Like again, coming back to the same principle is like anything can happen. You don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money. There's a random distribution between wins and losses that define an edge. All an edge is a high likelihood of one thing happening over the one all an edge is a high likelihood of one thing happening over another, and every moment of the market is unique. So no, not one moment in any given market day will be identical because there's different market participants every single day. Although they have their similarities, right? They have their commonalities between sessions, and that's kind of where edge derives from, right? Which is you've seen things over and over again. And like the one question I asked you the first time I met you, Jake, which was, how can I get better quickly? And your answer was print out charts, look at them every single day, and eventually you'll get a gauge as to where price is headed towards. And I took that to heart, and I would back to 8, 10 hours every single day trying to figure out where price was headed to next. So uh yeah, it's that was a rant as well.
Bro, like I said,
It gets easy to rant on here, man.
dude, great streams are built off of great rants, right? So,
Yeah, agreed.
nah, bro, you've been great. I seriously mean it. Chat, huge hype for Lomelli. We're super stoked to have Lomelli in the Power Hour slot for Project 365. This is not something I could do alone, guys. This is a really hard thing, so I'm super excited to have the best team. So we're gonna end with this. Will end a few minutes before market close. I need two things from you. One, I need you to tell me in the chat that you're going to make an Instagram post regarding those things you talk to yourself about in the morning, because for us, it's easy to remember it really easily. I know a lot of them want to know the exact stuff, the Mark Douglas stuff that you're talking about. So I need you to say that you're going to make that post. I need you all to slap like on there, please, for the algorithmic purposes, slap like. And then last thing I need from you is the username that you have selected. Maybe take a screenshot or throw it in the stream chat. And I'm going to give instructions out on how to pick this one right now. But I need you to pick the username.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pick somebody I don't know it, but I keep seeing over and over again, which is Oscar S987.
Dude,
I keep seeing his name over and over again, so
volume wins. Oscar's been in the chat for nonstop. Oscar, volume wins, my brother. Volume wins. So Oscar,
it's that consistency, man.
What we're gonna do is Oscar, send Lomelli a message on Instagram. Prove that, just send him a message showing that you're following him. Because I also saw that you said that you were his 1,000th follower, so that's pretty cool. You had 1,000 followers on Instagram, by the way, my dude.
Oh shit. Okay.
So Oscar, it's just great. Yeah, Oscar, we're gonna have just shoot Christian a message, and I'm gonna send Christian the code. I'm gonna have Christian send it to you, so that you get your account and you get your job. Dude, Oscar, guys, Oscar was hands down the most committed in the chat the entire time. And when I sparked a joint, which I will be doing occasionally, Oscar was all supportive of it. So, dude, you know, you can't say no. Guys, we are so grateful to have you on there. Also, beware, we are not done today. Ron G and I will be on for Aza's session tonight. Oh my God, Oscar says, all right, Oscar. Well, we're gonna have to pick another Christian. He's saying you're gonna have to
give it to somebody else.
Holy shit, okay. Oscar, I know.
Let's see.
You're gonna have to pick another winner. Let me send out your Instagram link in the chat real quick one more time. That is Instagram. There's the link now where you can find Christian's Instagram.
Amazing. Let's see who.
Maybe scroll up. Dude, do it. Actually, I have no. I don't care how you pick it. This is why I do it. Okay. Well, wait, Oscar, are you claiming it now, or are you? Are we giving it away? Because I said you just messaged him. Oscar,
So pick
what's the
somebody else,
word? Are
Rick?
you no. All right, he's giving it away. Pick someone else. Pick someone else. Pick someone else. Pick someone else.
Okay, I'll do Gene Chevaria 560, which give it to me, bro, please.
Okay. Gene Chevaria 560. Guys, if you did not win this giveaway, please do not stress. We are going to be running them literally every day. Ron will be running more tonight. All right. Alan will be running some London sessions. So please do not stress. Okay. But Gene, what was it? What was the Gene Chevaria 560?
There you go. Yeah.
Gene Chevarai 560. We need you to message Christian on Instagram. I will send his Instagram in the chat again. You got to message him and prove that show you're following him, show that it's you, and we will send you over a Tradeify 50K account. So let me see. Wait, what are the Chris picked when did he win? I'm trying to, guys, before we end, if you're gonna say stuff like that, I need to know, did he actually win? When did Ron G picked 3 earlier? We are Marlo, you're just talking shit. We picked Ron G, or Ron G picked 3 earlier. We're announcing them on his stream tonight. I'm looking at those names right now. It wasn't Gene. Gene Chevaray, you win. You still win. Okay, guys, I promise if you did not win, please do not stress. We have so many more accounts to give away throughout this. Please stay tuned for the rest of the streams. We will be live tonight at 7 p.m. I will be with Ron G. And then our first solo stream, not me, Alan Azang Trades, will be live at 1 a.m. Eastern trading London session. Christian, thank you so much,
yes, sir.
bro. Seriously, you absolutely crushed it. And I'm really excited to keep going with you, bro. So shout out to you, and shout out to everyone in the stream.
No, I appreciate the opportunity. And like I told you on day 1, I was like, I want to get the first stream out the way so I could just get going and figure out how to get better. Because I'm like, it's another skill, right? Trading is one skill, streaming is a whole nother. So I'm excited to be a part of this and can't wait to, hop on here every day and make it part of my routine.
Amazing, my bro. I'm so happy to have you, bro. Very, very grateful for you. And we'll talk soon. So, all right. So, guys, I love you all very, very much. We will see you at 7 p.m. Eastern. I will see you with Ron G. Welcome to day 1 of Project 365. Cannot wait. Rock
Let's
on.
go.
Talk soon, everybody. Gene, we will get back to you. I'll send Christian that code right now. All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Later, yo.